All right, everyone. Remember the social media summit that was a few days ago? And the legacy media for a while beforehand was complaining about it, but mostly they said, well, it's going to be, cringy and a joke and it's going to be worthless. Basically, Trump is out of his element. He doesn't know what he's doing. Now, though, they've done nothing for 72 hours but slander attendees, and it's so obvious that the lamestream media is terrified. Now, this comes from MSNBC, link in the description. I RT'd it, of course, with a comment, so you can go and vote mine up because they'll probably be more popular than their fucking post, even though they've got how many followers. But if you look up MSNBC, their parent company is Comcast. Then you look at Comcast's giving to political, groups, and you'll sort of understand why they're doing this. Apparently, attendees were just a bunch of race-baiting conspiracy theorists. It's literally what they said in their tweet. So Bill Ottman is a race baiter. He runs a website that allows people to say what they want. So he's a race. What are Diamond and Silk? I mean, they're black, so I assume that MSNBC wouldn't call them race baiters because then they'd be racist, I guess. Because MSNBC is run by white people. So I'm going to assume that they're the conspiracy theorists. What conspiracy? Oh, you mean the fact that we're getting defamed on a regular basis as creators by the legacy media and deplatformed? It's not a conspiracy theory. Your tweet proves that true. MSNBC calling... It's just like the Nazis thing. Okay, so you support free speech. You do not think that billionaires should censor you. You do not think that people should burn books. You don't think that people should be violent in the name of political causes, and that punching people for the perception of them as racist or is not good. You should not be violent, censorious, and people who are rich and powerful should take a hands-off approach. They should not disarm people. They should not do harm to people. There should be no stringencies and controls by corporations on what you can see and hear. These are really, really weird fascists that we're dealing with, according to the standards of the legacy media. Now, what this is really about, and this is just further proof of what I've been saying for years, and people paid me no heed until recently. This is about money. It is not about politics. MSNBC is tired of losing fans, losing audience retention. It's about time and retention. It's not about subscribers or something. I can subscribe to 3 different channels that compete with one another on YouTube, but I'm probably not using my time on those channels equally. There are some channels that I pay attention to more frequently. Those people are out competing the others even if I subscribe to both. Fundamentally, the internet has absorbed radio. It's absorbed newsprint. It's absorbed TV and on-demand. They're all the same thing now. They're just part of the internet of everything. MSNBC is losing support. Despite the fact that the US population and the world population are growing, there are certain legacy media fronts that as an absolute number, as well as a proportion, are losing steam. It's like Mad Magazine goes out of business. Clearly, the world's population is growing, so why are we selling less and less magazines? We're falling behind even on an absolute metric, not even just a proportional one. Despite the fact, think of it this way. I sit here in my home office with a webcam, with a laptop. So, totally unprofessional setup. I don't do any video editing. I don't have a script. I don't have a staff. The closest thing that I have to sophistication is that my website has a person that runs it, okay? And it has like a merch on. By the way, link in the description. Visit my website so its Alexa ranking goes up because it's exciting for me watching that. I know I'm such a fucking 30-year-old boomer. At this point, wouldn't that make you a 30-year-old Gen Xer, though? That's not really a boomer thing. That's more of a Gen X thing. The dot-coms and shit. Anyway, think about it this way. My presence on the internet is still growing cross-platform, even on YouTube. Now, you think, on YouTube, I've been buried in the related videos. Most of the time, people don't see me at all. I've been buried in search behind a bunch of priority creators, a bunch of motherfuckers like the ones at CNN and MSNBC. I'm not allowed to trend or be up next. Google, its search engine buries people like me now. Look, somebody showed me a screen cap a couple days ago where a recent video I made, and it was doing very well. The YouTube video doesn't appear, but the BitChute video did. I'm one of the major creators there. I think I'm still the 3rd largest on BitChute and slowly rising up to maybe retake 2nd from Black Pigeon Speaks. By the way, join me on BitChute, link in the description. Just fucking go through all the links. Join me everywhere. One of the largest on Gab, quickly growing there, quickly growing on Minds. All of these different platforms. I'm managing to do that. Despite the fact that I have every disadvantage, I don't have corporate money, I'm being buried by the tech firms, I've been algorithmically demoted by Twitter since almost day one, I'm still growing. Corporations with billion-dollar budgets are shrinking. What does that tell you? The fact is, like, Tim Pool released that infographic that showed that, 6 months ago it was basically 50-50, like recommended videos within politics, like on the side, the related videos, and up next and stuff. It was about 50-50 between independent creators and sort of like the lamestream news, the on-demand and TV side of things. Now it's 70-30 in their favor, and yet despite that fact, even though things have slowed down, we're still growing. And they're not, they're shrinking. At the very least, audience, what's the engagement level? I would love to see the analytics of CNN's YouTube channel and see how much engagement is there. What are the total number of comments and shares and likes and things like that? Not viewership, not subscriber base. Because I can look at the number of views on their videos and oftentimes it's less than me and they've got like 10 times as many subscribers. Their engagement sucks. Nobody likes them. There's a reason why Twitter has begun to hide the number of comments. If you look at someone else's post and you reply to it, you won't see the number of replies. That's to keep you from recognizing that they've been ratioed, as they call it. More comments than likes shows a very unpopular statement, usually. Well, who is that happening to mostly? The corporate media. There's a reason. They're being handled with kid gloves and they're still losing. So losers at MSNBC, fucking losers at Fox and CNN, they're losing, and they're sad about this. So they're trying to slander other people. It's interesting how they can literally conduct defamation, and they don't suffer any repercussions for it. Like, oh, Minds is that Nazi platform, Torba's a Nazi, Styx is a Nazi, Ottman is a Nazi, Tim Pool is a Nazi, Diamond and Silk are black Nazis. Everyone's a Nazi. At what time are they going to realize, well, if they had any cerebral capabilities at all, the fans of these news groups would look around and say, okay, so they're saying like basically everyone's a Nazi. Maybe they're the ones with mental process difficulties. Maybe they're the ones that are problematic. Maybe these people aren't Nazis and they're just throwing shit at everyone because they're fucking panicked about losing money. That's what it's really about. When they can get out-competed by hundreds of thousands of people who sit in their house with a webcam, or they go walking or driving with an iPhone, or by the way, Apple products are crap, use something else, recording themselves, just rambling and stuff. Some random live stream online of someone in their car driving around talking about their day is more popular than CNN. Yeah, maybe they're the ones with the problem. Maybe we're not Nazis, maybe we're just competitors of theirs and they fucking hate it. And they're leaning on the tech firms to bury us in their algorithms as much as possible. Because the tech firms started getting nervous. Here's what happened. The tech firms are getting nervous about banning so many people. They're worried about losing their platforms or getting investigated. So now they're just silently hiding people. So I'm basically silently hidden. I'm definitely on their wrong thinkers list. Probably because of the Data Society's smear report there, which is, the classic definition of libel in many cases. Dude. I went to college enough to know that if you took that report and you tried to pass it off for a grade, it would get rejected. You'd get an F. Where are your sources? Where are the numbers? Half of your graphs aren't even properly labeled. It looks like an 8th grader compiled this shit. You use a lot of big words to scare the tech firms into thinking there's an extremist problem on their platforms. My goodness, if these tech firms are really too dumb to fact check, then they probably deserve to get investigated by Congress. We can't have morons running, the communication structure, the whole Western fucking civilization. We can't have that. And alt tech is great. I love being one of the biggest on BitChute. I fucking love the platform. I like being big on Minds. I like the fact that I have a voice and I can ensure that people will actually get to voluntarily, capitalistically consume what I'm selling. I love that fact. I like the fact that no single firm can shut me down. Wonderful. Everyone should diversify that way. And if you're not, you're crazy. You've got to be a lunatic if you're not. Because these groups will defame you. If you get too big, yeah, they'll put out a hit piece on you. BuzzFeed already did that to me. The Wall Street Journal had me mentioned in their article about InfoWars. It was a couple months before Alex Jones got deplatformed off the visible internet. Yeah, I was mentioned there as an afterthought, but I was there. Don't you think that spurred me on to put more effort into the alt-tech sites I was using? They're still there, despite their best efforts to try to completely erase Gab off the face of the earth. It's still there and growing faster than ever. Mine's growing faster than ever. BitChute, Look at their rankings. They're growing. They're not shrinking. MSNBC is shrinking, though. Nobody cares about what MSNBC says. CNN out far left of them now is trying to move back to the center. It's fucking weird to watch those two jostle around because Fox has cornered the market on fake right-wingerdom with fucker Carlson and all these other fucking losers on there pretending to be populistic. Don't get me started. You're a real populist making your 8 figures. Of course you are. From your penthouse, you speak for the average man. No, you don't. No, you're not average. You work for a big multinational corporation that's parent company is not even U.S. based. Yes, America first. Wonderful. That's about all. Peace out.